What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Masterminds training facility. In today's training, we are going to talk about market cycles. We're going to talk about days of the week to trade and what to look for when you see particular setups in the market. Okay. First thing I want to talk about is the days of the week trading in the Forex market. Now, this is going to vary between indices, Forex, crypto, and commodities, okay? But what we're going to talk about today is really going to apply more heavily toward Forex, okay? Sunday. Now, there's a lot of traders out there that will tell you, don't trade on Sunday. Sunday's the worst day of the week to trade. Don't ever trade on Sunday. Liquidity's low. Don't trade Sunday. As a general rule, you could avoid Sundays most of the time. You could avoid Sundays. That's definitely an option for you. However, with my particular trading style and what I like to do, I actually trade on Sundays very often. Okay, because the 3 to 5 day cycle sometimes lands on Sunday. So again, just to reiterate the keys from the training system, I'm focused on structure and price action. Okay, days of the week, it's not very important to me. Okay, days of the week aren't very important to me. What's more important to me is structure and price action. Okay, so Sunday, again, generally avoid. Okay, generally avoid. However, there are some good setups. And again, the reasons why you would avoid Sunday is usually low liquidity, and the moves are usually finishing out from the weekend or from Friday before. Okay, so that's generally why you won't trade on Sunday. However, some Sundays are actually very good for trading when the setups are right. Okay, Monday. Generally, and again, this is a general rule. I don't want anyone to take this as a formula or something that you have to follow, step by step. This is just a general idea of how the week usually breaks down. Monday usually consists of a continuation of Sunday, okay? And maybe later on, you're going to get some form of reversal possibly, okay? But generally speaking, on Monday morning, New York session, you're going to get, you guys have to understand the New York session and how it works, okay? And we'll break down sessions, but New York session, generally early when you get up on New York, it's a continuation of the day before, okay? When it first opens, and then there's usually a spike to the other direction and then the intended direction. Okay, so in the beginning of the session, what you're normally going to find is that there's a continuation of what you saw when you woke up. Then mid-session, usually mid-session, okay, I'm looking like 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30. I'm going to see a spike in the other direction, okay, generally is a retest. And then at the end of the session is normally when you're going to see that continuation play out of the move that you were looking for, okay? Tuesday, really guys, Tuesday through Friday, all the same pretty much, okay? Tuesday through Friday are going to be prime time, okay? Best trading days, okay? These are going to be your best trading days of the week, all right? Hands down. They're going to be the best days of the week for you to trade. Tuesday, you're going to see a lot of your moves from Monday night London session, okay? Monday night London session, potential reversals. So you'll get on Monday night, you'll get your Asian stop hunt, okay, which we saw in USD Swiss franc earlier this week was a great example. So we had lows, right? We had lows that formed, okay, and then the USD Swiss franc pair dipped to the bottom and then pushed up. So it dipped below that level, grabbed liquidity, moved to the upside. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but we're really focused on Tuesday right now, is going to be a continuation usually of that reversal pattern. So if you're targeting reversals, these are going to be the days where generally that cycle is going to really start playing out in your favor. Monday could be day one of the cycle, okay, but you really want to catch that retest, which generally happens at the end of day one, going into day two. So that's why Tuesday really is going to be the best day to start getting your prime entries. The best possible entries you're going to find are going to be on Tuesday. Wednesday's generally a continuation. Thursday, into Thursday and Friday, you could see some choppiness. You could see some sideways movement going on in the market. Maybe you see some pullbacks going into Wednesday, right? So you could have your move, here's Monday. Okay, then you could have your Tuesday move going into Wednesday, right? And then Thursday and then Friday, okay? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's a possible setup, okay? A possible cycle. But you need to look at where is the market right now and what day of the week are we in, or more particularly for me, like I said, structure and price action. I'm always going right back to that. That's the key. That's what I look for. If I see the structure, okay, and I see the retest, I don't care if it's Sunday, I don't care if it's Friday, I'm going to enter the trade, okay? That's me. Some traders, again, they have a strict rule of no trading on Sunday. That's fine. They can not trade on Sunday. That's their choice. I think generally speaking, that's probably a wise decision. Okay, but there are times where this market cycle will line up like that. It's not always Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday like I illustrated here. Okay, sometimes this setup here will happen on the Friday. Okay, sometimes it'll happen on the Friday of last week, and then going into Sunday is where you're going to see the retest. So based on the market maker strategy and the mastermind strategy combined, we want to focus on the structure and then the retest with the market maker with the engulfing and the retest of the order or breaker block at that time, which could happen on Sunday. Again, maybe 1 week out of the month, that's the way it's going to play out. We saw that 2 weeks ago. It played out beautifully. Sunday, we woke up Monday, we won like 5 trades in a row because the cycle landed on that day, okay? So just wanted to put that out there. Very important to know that and how that works. I think there was some confusion on market cycle and kind of how that works. That's, again, more of a general idea of how the cycle works. It's better to break that down on a chart for you so that you guys can really understand how that works in depth. But that's a general idea of how it normally looks. And really all you have to do is start from the low or from the high if you're buying or selling, and then count the amount. You could use an Elliott wave to determine that. I just look at impulses and pullbacks. I'm looking at levels, okay, levels. Okay, 1, pullback first level. 2, pullback second level. 3, pullback third level. And then boom, we have our top. So this would be the end of a 3-day cycle, okay? Double top, drop. There's 1, 2, 3 at the bottom. Make sense? Very simple, very simple. I'm looking for the impulse. I'm looking for a higher low, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low, indicating the uptrend. This is why with trend lines, they can be very beneficial, but at the same time, you can't always rely on trend lines because sometimes you're going to have a break in the trend line. Now, you could look for a break in the trend line and a reversal. That is an option. But this is why on a trend line bounce, I would really only take that trade maybe in the middle of the range. And you guys know I don't trade the middle of the range, but for a continuation, that is what you would look for, is something in the middle of the range that's giving you maybe a trend line bounce. It's a perfect example. But ultimately, I'm looking for these levels, okay? I'm looking for these levels, and I'm looking for a retest of those levels, okay? And if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to let me know in the chat as well. Okay, so what we just covered, to sum that up real quick, is the 3 to 5 day cycle and really the best trading days of the week, okay? So a couple questions on that material. Number 1, what are the best trading days of the week? All right, question number 1, what are the best trading days of the week? What are the best trading days of the week? Question number 2, what is a 3 to 5 day cycle? And then number 3, how do you identify levels? Okay. What are the best trading days? what is a 3 to 5 day cycle, and how do I identify levels? And remember, everything you do is going to come back to this: structure and price action. Everything you do is going to come back to structure and price action every time. All right, again, there's a lot of information out there from different traders. They're going to tell you varying opinions on what days to trade, what things you should do. Guys, it's pretty obvious at this point. What's preferable? Let's look at what's preferable. If you really want to trade in the zone and you want to get the preferable setups, this is what you do, okay? You're going to trade between Tuesday and Friday. You're going to trade only New York or London. And you're going to use 1 to 2% risk at all times with a minimum 3 to 1 risk reward ratio. But you guys should know that from the training, right? You guys should know Tuesday and Friday are going to be your best days. New York and London is going to be the best time to trade, obviously because of volatility and liquidity, and 1 to 2% risk with a 3 to 1 risk reward ratio. Even better, sometimes you can get 4 to 1, 5 to 1, okay? But I really encourage you guys to be careful with the wider risk reward ratios. Reason being is very simple, okay? If you have a 5 to 1 setup, a lot of times what you're going to do is you're going to cheat the stop loss. You're going to really try and keep a super tight stop loss to maximize the reward on the trade. And I never recommend that. Okay, I always recommend basing your stop loss or your take profit off of structure. Okay, now that's an entirely different video, but you guys just watched me with the levels. Okay, you guys already know. With a stop loss, you want to place it well below or well above the high. Okay, in my opinion. So if you want to extend your reward on the trade, right? You want to extend the amount of take profit that you have. You need to make sure that it's based on structure, not based on a pip count or what you're really looking to do. I'm going to have a 20 pip stop loss and I'm going to have a 50 pip or 75 pip take profit. Guys, that doesn't always work. You can have a target that you're looking for, but that doesn't always work. You need to have a proper stop loss and take profit placement based off of structure, levels, okay? So that's exactly what I wanted to cover with you guys today. I wanted to break down the schedule, the best trading days, the 3 to 5 day cycle, and how do you identify levels. Again, this is a little, summary of what you can start doing, okay? This is really the ideal, strategy for you to implement. But again, none of this is set in stone. Trading is about being flexible and it's about being adaptable. And you're really adapting and reacting to what the market is showing you. So it's not always going to play out like this every time. It's not always going to play out perfectly based on the days of the week or the amount of pips that you want to catch, based on a target that you have. You really have to learn to trade with the market, really the market makers, right? The liquidity in the market and really where the market's intended direction is, okay? And when you get it wrong, because you have such a good risk-reward ratio, over time, that's going to really play out in your favor. Even if you were 50-50 on your trades, if you have a 3 to 1 risk to reward, you're going to win 2 times more than you would lose. Okay? So you're going to end up being much more profitable long-term by having a solid risk-reward ratio and practicing proper risk management. So it always comes back around to these 2 things, in my opinion, in my trading. Structure and price action. Okay, I guess it's 3 things technically. Structure and price action, and then risk management. If I can get those key parts right every time, I'm going to win long term. It doesn't matter how much I lose. I could lose 3 trades in a row. This system will work. Okay? All right, guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat. That's it for today's lesson. Remember the 3 questions. Make sure you know how to answer those questions. If you don't, bring the questions with you to a mentorship call, and we'll cover that information there. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great one.